Today, on this episode of Pony 411, a playground goes wrong, a boat trip goes wrong, and a camping trip goes wrong. Yes, hello. This is Pony 411, episode 159 for the week of October 2nd, 2016. I'm Nemesis. Yes, I'm hosting again. And over here is Alca7raz. Yes, you might figure out what we're doing based off that little intro.
Yeah.
We got, of course, a tiny bit of news, a comic, an episode, and a movie.
Oh boy.
No fan content, probably. Well, a little tiny bit.
We didn't want to try and throw any more in there.
Yeah, it's probably going to be long. This is going to be probably long. Although the news is actually going to be pretty short.
Yes, it is. That may help things.
Mm-hmm. That should help things a lot, actually. But probably should go ahead and get started because, well, rambling won't help.
No, it won't. Let's do this.
Yes. News. So if you want to follow along with the news, go to pony411.libsyn.com/show notes, and it's spelled LIBSYN. So to get started, in fandom news, yes, no convention stuff.
No conventions.
You can fulfill your aesthetic needs with a video.
Aesthetic.
Yes.
It's a thing.
Watch it.
It's just a thing.
Yes, watch it. And the other bit of fandom news, the Ponies at Dawn Voyager album will be out on the 8th, when pre-orders are currently up.
Yep, it's $1 now, and when it comes out, it'll be pay what you want. Pre-order it, and you get one of the songs already.
And in merchandise news, a Pinot Noir blind bag figure has appeared on Taobao, which she was in a Rarity episode. This kind of supports the idea that there a bunch of Rarity stuff is coming with the blind bags or Friendship is Magic collection.
Bunch of Rarity stuff.
Because, well, Fancy Pants was in the other one.
Yep.
Anyway, the Game Loft game just got an update. I saw it on my tablet, actually, and it's the Crystal Empire.
My tablet hasn't updated in a long time.
And it even has a new currency in the game.
A new currency.
Yep,
Yay.
Another thing to earn, so you can sit there and wonder if you should just go ahead and pay for things even though you shouldn't.
Don't give in.
Do not. Anyway, commercials for the Friendship is Magic collection and Guardians of Harmony have been released. Actual commercials, not vague allusions to things that don't actually show anything.
Like the last one.
Yes. And speaking of Guardians of Harmony, Spike and Cheese Sandwich are now available on Amazon in the US. I believe actually Twilight should be coming out this next week.
I should start looking to picking up some of those.
Well, they're slowly coming out.
Yeah.
In comic news, Hasbro has finally officially announced the first Guardians of Harmony comic with a small preview. It will be available digitally on December 1st with a physical release in February of 2017. It gets odd that there's such a gap there.
Yeah, that is a big gap.
Whatever. Well, we'll be there to talk about it when it comes. We'll see how that plays out, I guess, because we have no idea what to expect, really.
Yep, no clue.
And in the final piece of news for Friendship is Magic, the UK is airing the last few episodes of Season 6 this week. Well.
All right.
Yes.
That's great.
Where the Apple Lies, Top Bolt, and To Where and Back Again Part 1 and 2 will apparently all air this week, supposedly, although I'm hearing some people say Top Bolt might not air till the week afterwards. Any which way, it'll all be early.
Yeah.
We'll still talk about things as if they were still the U.S. date, so we'll still go one episode per week, except for the 2-part finale, which is, that's a special case. But we'll still be going one episode a week.
Yeah,
we're not going to try to cram all the episodes into a single go.
We're just going to ignore the UK.
Well, we're not going to ignore it. We'll just not talk about it for a bit. There's a good chance we'll both watch it well before it actually airs in the U.S.
Just so we don't have to deal with going, oh, God.
Unless, of course, things change again. It seemed to be what was it, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then something became Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday according to someone's schedule, and Top Bolt was just not there anymore.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to fix that and not release them early. But
we'll see.
As things
of this recording.
Yeah, as of this recording, that's what it looks like.
Mm-hmm. Such is life.
Such is life in Moscow.
Well, such is life in the UK. So that's the news.
Yeah, that's it. That's all of it.
All of it.
That's really not that much.
Really short, which is good because
We're going to cram the rest of this podcast
Yes.
with other things.
a new comic came out, Friendship is Magic number 46. This is the beginning of a 2-part arc with, an election.
An election.
Yes, this is written by Ted Anderson, art by Agnes Garboska.
Ted Anderson doing an election comic.
Mhm. An election, and it opens up with Mayor Merrill opens a new playground, which then just mysteriously sinks in the ground.
From an earthquake.
Oddly enough. And of course, ponies are mad, and well, they kind of start
Questioning her
questioning
leadership.
your leadership, and eventually Filthy Rich decides to run for mayor, and then others run for mayor as well.
Yep.
And that's how this comic goes. A couple allusions to real life, I'll say that.
Yep.
I found them funny.
A couple of them were.
Yeah, I actually kind of enjoyed this one, I think.
It was kind of middle of the ground because, I mean, obviously we're missing the second half.
Right.
But, it could go either way.
Yeah, I kind of like this one just because it's just, kind of makes those allusions kind of obvious.
Sort of.
Especially if
Yes.
Filthy Rich, one line with Filthy Rich has.
Right in the beginning.
Yeah. It's like, oh, snap. But I also kind of falls into the typical archetype with a lot of these kind of election stories you see. A lot of that stuff, like you got the goofy candidate, you got the candidate who promises the world, you got the actual good candidate, et cetera, et cetera. And there was, the art's still great. The writing's not too bad. Again, there's a couple funny jokes, more politically minded jokes. So some of you might not take those well.
Yeah.
That's not my problem, though.
Yeah, that's not our problem.
I enjoyed it. I think it's so far at this point it might be worth the $4, but of course there's still the chance of the second half being terrible or something because who knows?
Yeah, it doesn't have the most going for it considering the writer and topic. Some
Yeah.
people are immediately going to say,
Scream about it.
yeah, people are immediately going to naysay.
Naysay.
Yes, naysay.
Well, I enjoyed it.
I'm holding judgment till I see the second half.
Judgment Day is coming.
Day is coming.
Oh, there was one bit I like with Twilight snarking with Starlight, or at Starlight, pretty much.
Spike.
Yep, Spike snarked at Starlight, and I liked it.
Yes.
But that is it, I guess. I like it. He's
I'm
He's
holding
right now,
reservation.
but right now he's
Yes.
So there's that. We'll see you in a month.
In a month.
Ish. Yeah, it's not always necessarily a month.
It also depends on when the comic gets shipped out, finally.
Yeah, so there's that. But now, we have an episode.
We're going to do the episode first before the movie.
An episode called P.P.O.V, or Pony Point of View. So to briefly summarize, Twilight's looking forward to her Pinky, Rarity, and Applejack coming back from the boat trip, and turns out they all had a miserable time, and they all blame each other through this, as Twilight finds out through the stories they tell, which do not exactly line up with each other. And as Twilight looks into it, she finds out there's some common elements. She figures out what went wrong, and she gets them all happy again, and that's the end.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a short summary.
Easy to summarize.
Yeah, because he's stripped of all the funny, important details that we're going to talk about now.
Well, that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
You strip out the details so you can talk about them later. This is actually a really fun episode, I think. It doesn't do a whole lot, but it's just kind of fun because it's just silly. I think we haven't really gotten an episode like this before in this series with conflicting viewpoints, kind of, and having to figure out what the truth is. I mean, other shows clearly do this sort of thing all the time.
Yeah.
And I think this is the first time that MLP's kind of touched on it. Well, at least this iteration of MLP, I'm almost certain that there was something like this in a previous iteration.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it was a fun one, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah. I will agree. It was fun. I enjoyed it. And you know what? I think the biggest thing I can say about it, it reminds me of a season 1 or 2 episode.
A little bit,
It has
yeah.
that same sort of feel to it. And
Yeah.
I really like that. The short, dealing with a simple little
Friendship
argument between the main characters.
Yeah,
which
no
is
real
pretty much-
extra characters.
Yeah, it was pretty much the mainstay of season 1 and 2. Is seeing them all interact like
Yeah.
that. And it was really nice. It really felt like what we really latched onto in the season 1 and 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Like that. So it was fun. It was nice. I liked seeing it.
Yeah. Because it's one of those things that kind of can be dangerous just because you're basically telling the same story 3 times.
Yeah.
It can be dangerous to do that.
It can be dangerous if you don't do it right.
I think they did it right.
I think they did.
It was just because it was funny because, well, we get to kind of see their perspectives.
You get
how
to
they perceive.
See how the characters perceive the other characters. Like, yeah.
And it started off with Rarity's version of events, which Rarity, of course, in that Rarity's just so delightful and helpful
and totally, she only keeps a small bag.
And Applejack's a pirate.
And Applejack's a pirate.
And all I could think of the entire time was that is not a Southern accent. Just angry yelling. Because it was red versus blue.
Yeah.
That whole thing. That's all I could think of.
Honestly, I think that was probably the best interpretation of Applejack. It was great.
That was fun. I want Applejack to be a pirate now.
Yes, I want to see that more.
That's where they should have gone. You need to go back in time and say, no, not Southern pirate. Trust me, pirate.
Pirate. Applejack is a pirate.
Or at least just a sailor.
Yeah, Ashley probably had a lot of fun with that.
That was
one.
way too good.
That was amazing.
That was too good. Yeah. I think it was just interesting just because Rarity, of course, insists that she brought a small bag. And I was like right there, like, well, that's a lie.
That's, yeah.
Which, of course, this little tiny bag we see, she somehow pulls this gigantic
platter of food
dinner platter out. And it's like,
Yes, a small
cucumber
bag.
sandwiches and whatnot.
Yes.
It's also interesting that, what was it? Rarity saw it as Pinky just dumping food on the ground.
Yeah.
Like, no, how about you try this? And then she just sees that Applejack just throwing the food. It's like you kind of. I also like just as you see, you can kind of start figuring out what actually happened.
Yeah,
which is actually another good way. It's like if the audience can't figure out what actually happened without being explained to them well.
Yeah, you can start seeing the connections.
I mean, we still got an explanation, but that was the less important part. The more we got the actual most of the what happened, why their perception's so different, because I think it's just saying each one of them, besides the commonality, all of them had an element of, okay, this is what happened. Even the stuff that differed, there was like, okay, this actually happened. So we can, because we know that Rarity wanted to be a luxury cruise, Applejack wanted a treasure hunt, and Pinky wanted a party.
A party, yeah.
A sea party. I just also like how all their outfit. Oh, actually, Pinky I think had a pretty consistent outfit through all the stories.
Yeah, which is a life jacket.
It's just a life jacket. But Rarity and Applejack keep getting different outfits depending on who's telling the story.
Yep. And Rarity's outfits always got more and more
elaborate
to the full blown, like you said,
what was
Titanic outfit at the end.
Yeah, it was literally that was pretty much obvious in reference to Titanic, the same outfit that Rose is wearing in a Titanic movie. Well, because I think in the first one, Rarity was just wearing a outfit of some sort, but I think it was a pretty simple one. And the second one, with Pinky was telling the story, some sort of diamond encrusted admiral outfit.
Yeah.
And then the Rose outfit, and then Applejack, she started off like full blown like black sweater, red beanie,
kind of
eye permanently squinted shut. And then the second one, it's just she's wearing the beanie, and then by that time Applejack tells it she's just wearing her hat.
Yep.
Her normal hat, which also disappeared.
And then reappeared.
Yeah. But I just like that. Because we find, I guess I'm trying to restructure what happened, but basically, okay, they all got on there with very different intentions for the boat.
Yeah, they all got on there with the intention of giving the other two a chance to be out of their element.
That's what we got. And then they started sailing out, and Applejack seemed to be mostly the one controlling the steering the ship, and then it looked like Pinky wanted to put out snacks, and Rarity objected but wanted them to try her snacks.
The cucumber sandwiches.
Yeah, the snack. Those. And then Pinky wanted to do the piñata thing. No, but Pinky did something. No, Applejack tripped on a ball, ran into Rarity, who was holding the sandwiches. Because it looked like Pinky was likely going to devour them all.
Yeah.
Then Rarity pulled them away from her, and then Applejack tripped on the ball, ran into Rarity, which caused the sandwiches to be knocked over, which then caused the bunyip to show up and capsize the boat.
Yeah.
So that was the real situation. We got a little piece of it for each story.
And they always talked about the storm, which was a red herring.
Yep, that was a red herring.
To throw you
off. I also
off.
like how Spike is like, how did you get back home?
Which apparently they just capsized on the shore.
Or something really close to shore because there's the dock.
I guess it wasn't that far out.
Well, it was in the middle of the sea.
Yeah, it was good. I do like the running gag that every time they're explaining, they get to the end,
and then
they
see the wave, and then it just...
Well, they get to the end, they're about to explain, how they got back, and they just don't.
Nothing.
Something
just wanting into it. Pinky realizes their cookies are burning.
Yeah. I just like that running gag of, why would they let me know?
Yeah, I do like that both Twilight and Spike realize, something's
this
off.
ain't right.
Yeah, and also in the beginning, which is just, I also like the camera thing where it's like, when they first realize that all three of them are not in a great mood, and they got the multi...
Oh, yeah.
That just zoomed across the screen. I love that sort of stuff.
Yep.
And then when they left, Pinky climbs onto the
Pinky climbs over the train.
Really, really do not want to talk to the others. And then, of course, the party, they send their pets.
Yes.
With notes.
Except one of them was the note.
Yeah, one of them was
Gummy.
Yeah.
Just right in the Gummy's belly.
Yep. Must have been ticklish. Well, it's also because the dogs are great, so it's just Winona's spinning in the chair. Winona's spinning in the chair, just happy. Who cares? Everything's great, right? Because you're a dog. Why wouldn't things be great? And of course, Twilight wants to take notes because...
Or make Spike take notes.
Spike take notes just because at first it was just, might need you to take notes because they might be so excited and talk over each other.
Yeah.
And then, now it became important to take notes because,
need to compare.
Yep, need to compare it all.
I like that. Just not even looking at Spike, just shove him the note.
Yeah, also when he's actually going to lick the batter spatula.
Yep. Nope.
And she just takes it away from him, not even looking at him, just still all attention on Pinky, not even, just takes it away and gives him the quill and parchment. It's like, no, you do this now. You do not lick the spatula. You did not get permission.
I just like the running gag. Spike was handled really well.
Mm-hmm. Supporting character.
I really like how they did Spike on this one.
Supporting character.
Yep.
That's his best role, supporting. Just, yeah. It's pretty much usually his best role is being a supporting character. But also, looking at the story stuff, wow. Okay, it's written by Michael P. Fox and Will Fox. However, story by Kevin Burke, Chris Wyatt, Michael Fox, and Will Fox. Wow.
Yep.
And it's kind of interesting because this is actually kind of a simple one. So it's like that many people for a fairly simple story, but it's kind of weird that you'd think a simpler story would have less writers, but
no, it doesn't actually work that way.
Yeah.
Writing doesn't work that way.
It is a fairly simple episode, all things considered.
I think the complexity is more in how the different pieces, and yeah, they're simple, but getting them to work together.
Yeah. I also just kind of like when they first realize that something's very wrong when they step off the train, the Twilight's just kind of awkward, like rubbing the arm like she knows something's wrong, but she's trying to hope that maybe she's misreading the situation. No. And there's a couple good one faces. Twilight made one pretty early on. And then,
right in the beginning.
Yeah, and then Applejack made a good one when Twilight tricked them all into coming back to the docks.
Yeah, that look.
Just this look of just
disgust.
Yeah. That was a good one.
Yeah. But yeah, we got new species, the bunyip.
Yep, bunyips.
Three-horned bunyips.
Bunyips.
Apparently they're friendly.
Yeah. I remember, actually, last time I heard the bunyips are that one book, the what's his face? Eric Carle, was that the guy who did the caterpillar, very hungry caterpillar, that guy?
Oh.
That guy. I think it was Eric Carle. I think that was his name. But yeah, he did a book called Dragons and Other Creatures That Never Were, and there was Bunyip in there. That's what reminded me of that.
Bunyip.
Yep. And it's like, oh, Bunyips.
New mythological creature. Haven't seen one of those in a while.
Nope. And also did there was something that the fandom is going to kind of, because when we first talked to Rarity, she's trying to fix her hair, and then her comb gets caught, and she lifts her hair up, and there's a crab.
It's a crab. Rarity and a crab.
Yeah, which I suspect is pretty much a coincidence.
Probably.
But some people are going to insist it's not.
And even then, people aren't going to care. It's going to be huge anyway. I haven't looked yet, but I'm assuming
But it's
yes.
not giant. There's something else in that scene I can. Rarity brought her drama couch back.
And the ice cream.
And the ice cream.
Yes. What
was it? Vanilla oat swirl?
I have no clue.
I think that's what it was the last time, so I suspect it's the same thing. Also, I liked the exaggeration when Rarity says small bag. I got it right off that, and I'm back on it. Small bag, and then when Pinky tells it, it's a full bunch of porters.
Yeah.
And then when Applejack tells it, it's a chest, which probably in that case, Applejack was right. What was that other thing? Oh, the final tussle over the map. I'm not sure what happened there. I guess all want to be captain.
Yeah, I don't know exactly.
Because they're all want to control because their friends are ruining this thing. They made this special thing with their friends, and their friends are ruining it. God darn it. Darn it, friends, stop it. I'm doing something special for you. Why can't you just accept that?
Because they didn't know you were doing special, and they're trying to do something special for you. Aww. Isn't that sweet?
Yeah. But other than that, though, there's not a whole lot.
Yeah, it was simple. It was effective. It was fun.
Mm-hmm. Lots of fun.
It was.
I mean, we were just kind of laughing most of it. So
yeah.
That's a really effective episode. A very simple one that works very well.
Yep.
I guess, yeah, simple isn't always bad.
Yeah. You don't have to have super complex plot lines or overarching stories. And
they don't hurt, but
good.
Unless they get so convoluted they go right up their own butt. But
the bad Ouroboros.
Ugh. I didn't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a couple little things. Also, there was that little detail when they left the castle that Spike ate the food real quick before he left, just kind of shovels and runs off.
I noticed there was really good animation, especially in boat scenes.
I think that might have been actually one of those kind of CG things. It looked like it was probably CG'd.
I don't know, but it didn't really scream CG.
No, there's a lot of techniques you can use to make it blend in better.
It's not like sometimes where they've not like the Timberwolves. There was like, that was CG.
I think that was our first attempt with CG. This might be late because
if
like
that
a
was
3D
CG,
model
they
like
did
that,
it really well.
Because a 3D model like that, the way it rotated, I suspect it was CG.
Yeah, but it worked really well. It fit.
Oh, almost forgot. When Applejack was telling her version of the story, we see Pinky's eyes are
the whole personality of Pinky was off. It was just this almost weird.
It makes you wonder just how do they really perceive each other?
How do they really think about each other? Or was that just clouded by anger?
That was nothing. During Applejack's story, Rarity said "darling" a lot more than she usually does.
A lot.
Every other word was "darling."
Yeah, they really embellished the personalities, I think.
Mm-hmm. Like, simplified them, flanderized them like fanfics do.
Oh, are you really going to go there? You really going to go there?
I'm not wrong. A lot of fanfics kind of just take the characters and boil them down to their super basic things, and that's all they are now. That's flanderizing. Don't do that.
Don't use this as a soapbox.
I'll do what I darn well please. But it was a lot of fun.
It was. It really was. This is definitely...
I think I needed that after the experience of last week's episode. I was kind of hopped up on that one for a while.
You were.
I also didn't help that I had like 24 hours to stew over it before recording. Yeah, I needed this one, though. I needed something to cleanse my palate.
Cleanse your palate. Release the hate. But yes.
It's a very fun episode, and
it is definitely in the upper echelons for this season.
Yes, fun and simple.
Yep.
But
that's not all we have to talk about.
That is definitely not all we have. A movie came out.
It did.
A movie called Legend of Everfree
came out last week.
But we're talking about it now
because it came out for us.
Netflix.
Yes.
So quick synopsis of Legend of Everfree. They go to camp. It's, all campy. And they're intent to having a fun time without magic. Twice worried about being Midnight Sparkle and all that stuff. And then strange things start happening.
Yes. Order of things. I think it starts out first. Well, strange things happen at camp with Twilight.
A couple things. Twilight starts getting magic stuff, and then she's worried about Midnight. Yeah, she doesn't want to talk about it. Worried about Midnight Sparkle and all that stuff. And then other strange stuff is happening, and
not before the campfire story.
I know. Hold on. And then Filthy Rich shows up, and he wants to talk, but Gloriosa doesn't want to, and then there's a bit of the campfire with a story about Gaia Everfree, and then all the campers are freaking out. Weird stuff starts happening. Twilight's convinced it's her own fault, and she's kind of moping. All the others of the main 6 or main 7, I guess now, start getting their own powers, including yeah, all our stuff is happening, and then Twilight's still freaking out and all this stuff, and she goes off, and then Sunset becomes convinced Timber's doing something weird, and then they go and find a cave with glowing stuff, and oh no, turns out it's actually Gloriosa is trying to save the camp because she's freaking out because Filthy Rich it basically owns the camp more or less now, and so she goes a little crazy because she takes the magic crystals.
Were they a secret?
Yes. She goes crazy and stuff and goes overboard, and they have to stop her. It doesn't work until Twilight's kind of finally convinced that she can save the day, and she does, and they save the day, and then they have a crystal gala raise money and save the camp, and that's more or less it.
More or less, yeah.
Secret of the Magic Crystals.
Yes, this movie.
This movie.
Trying to think. Best way to describe it.
Well,
what do I think
we
of
should
it?
start out. Did you or did you not enjoy the movie in general?
In general, yes, absolutely.
Okay, that's a good start. You liked the movie.
I know. There's a lot to take in, man.
There is. And for as short a movie it actually was, it didn't feel that short.
Yeah, it was about a 73-minute movie.
Yeah. So barely over an hour.
Which most of them, actually all of them are that way so far.
But it doesn't feel that short.
Yeah. So this movie was it was fun. Absolutely fun. I'm trying to think. I think in general, Rainbow Rocks might actually still be the best of them, of the four.
I think they have aspects where some beat one and the other beats.
I mean, I think this does beat out Friendship Games though, but I think Rainbow Rocks still kind of holds as the best of them. But this is still a really good one in its own right.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting, just kind of the villain who was a villain solely because she was trying to do good. But she got so caught up in the end goal that she kind of forgot everything else. Yeah, she's so caught up in saving the camp. Gloriosa so caught up in saving the camp that she just kind of went overboard and trapped everyone.
And kind of got corrupted by the magic.
Yeah, got corrupted by the magic, which is kind of a central thing too.
Yeah.
Which has actually been a kind of a whole staple of the series now, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, the powers. That was interesting because
jump into that one first.
Yeah, I guess I want to go ahead and jump on that. It's kind of obvious, I think, that they're setting up for Equestria Girls 5.
Well, at least with the ending. When we first saw the powers, that wasn't
the case, but by the end, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
But yeah, they got powers now.
Some of them are directly related to what we have seen with ponies.
Yeah.
Dash is fast.
Really fast.
Fluttershy can talk to animals.
Yeah, and
Applejack is strong.
Applejack's really strong.
But then they have other ones. I mean,
Rarity makes shields.
Rarity has shields, which she doesn't ever...
She makes gems.
Yeah.
But they could use as shields. Or whatever. It's kind of Green Lantern-esque.
Yeah, which is not something Rarity does as a pony.
Yeah.
But she has telekinesis anyway, so...
Yeah, then Pinky can make things explode.
And Pinky is Gambit.
Pretty much, except for sprinkles instead of cards.
Sprinkles. I think Gambit could technically use anything.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Pinky can use anything or just sprinkles.
Well, she used marshmallows there at the end.
Yeah, she did.
She blew up the dock with
I guess it's anything
marshmallows.
she wants to, supercharge. I guess she just prefers sprinkles.
She's
like Gambit prefers cards. And Sunset can read minds, I guess.
Apparently.
But only if she's in direct contact, and Twilight's just got magic in general.
Yeah. She can just do anything.
Well, at least so far we've seen telekinesis stuff. That's so far the extent of what she's done. Just lifting things, but still impressive. And it's all kind of impressive. Especially when Applejack...
She can lift a lot of things.
Yeah, it was so crazy that Applejack just lifts a rock, gigantic rock, like the size of a Volkswagen.
Bigger than a Volkswagen. That's multiple Volkswagens.
I'm thinking of a Volkswagen SUV.
Also remember, Volkswagens and cars are mostly hollow.
Yeah, but they're still like 2 tons.
Yes, that rock probably weighed a lot more than that. But how about other than just the powers? What about story?
The story. I guess it was a kind of an interesting take. It's kind of a typical evil businessman person is threatening things, but sort of.
He was only there as kind of just an
motivator for
motivator.
The actual villain, who wasn't really a villain.
Yeah, he
just got caught up in her own thing.
Yeah,
and got
Filthy
corrupted.
Rich was the, I guess you can call him the villain, but...
Villain behind the villain.
Yeah, he was just like the background motivator for the main plot. He only showed up, 3 times?
Yeah, he was just like evil corporate villain.
Yeah.
corporate villainy.
But he was barely even in the episode. It was like, okay,
movie.
he was there just because they needed something to motivate the villain.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of interesting because we get this whole thing about it's been in their family for generations. Their great-grandparents found this place, and Timber told them a story about a guy at Everfree, which was, I think, false. Seemed false. Then I guess Gloriosa kind of became that.
Sort of.
Although it makes me wonder if there was a guy at Everfree, but someone else. Then, of course, what happened and why were those crystals in that cave in particular?
Which I think is the hook for the...
Yeah.
At the very end, they kind of bring that question up and leave it open-ended as what seems to be a hook for another movie.
Yeah. Which is, I think... I'll get back to that later. The general thing of just them getting these new powers and stuff, and all the actual story of like trying to save the camp, it's like, okay, you thought the way I remember leading up to this, we thought saving the camp would be the primary goal, and that really wasn't the case. That didn't really come up. Well, for most of the characters, it didn't really come up till the end, you know?
Yeah, it was
except for Gloriosa.
Except for Gloriosa,
which we didn't really know her motivations that well until really deep into the movie.
Yeah, about partway through when. Yeah.
But with the rest of them, it's just we want to have a good time at camp, and even that, they were actually they wanted to make sure they didn't have to worry about magic and all that nonsense. That particularly Applejack, they didn't want to worry about that. They wanted to have a good time and not have to worry about saving the world or anything like that.
Yeah, they were just looking to get away from it all. And they said, let's just deal with this later. Let's just have a good time and then deal with it later.
Kind of have to deal with it now.
Kind of have to deal with it now
because they're all so skittish about screwing up.
Dash just barely moving.
Yeah, moving really slowly.
Applejack just barely tapping because it doesn't.
Yeah, Applejack made her own hammer. Made her own hammer.
Yes, that was a recurring thing throughout the whole thing. Applejack wanted to slum it, regardless of what was provided. Nope.
Yep. Wants to forage for food. Wants to make her own tools. Wants to do all this stuff.
It's like,
she was awfully proud of herself, too.
She was.
Because where did you get that hammer? A toolbox? Well, I made mine.
Yep.
It's also weird, Aridy's kind of running thing with the fashion show.
She really wanted to do a fashion show. Well, that's
really,
her thing.
Really wanted that. Yeah, and then they're also trying to build that dock, which
that was a recurring theme.
Kept getting messed up partially because of stupid Gloriosa. As we saw, it was just Gloriosa kept trying to help with these newfound magical abilities she's got and kept screwing up. Yeah, well-intentioned, but ultimately screwed up.
Road to hell's paved with good intentions.
Yep. Yeah, because the bit with like, oh no, they're stuck in the middle of the lake and nothing to blow them forward, so little wind. Oh crap, that was too much.
Wasn't even wind, it was just vines out of the...
Yep, push.
And smacked him forward.
Yep.
Oops.
Too much power. You know, it's honestly weird to think about. It's kind of the story's kind of thin.
It is really thin. It's more about all the interactions and stuff around it, but the base story is fairly thin and simple because it didn't need to be anymore.
Yeah,
the focus wasn't as much on the story as it was
the characters.
Yeah, the characters was more the journey.
Yeah, this was a very character driven
which is fine.
Movie, which is instead of a story driven movie, which there's nothing wrong with that particular, but it's kind of interesting just because I'm trying to think. I'm comparing it in my head now to the other three. I'm trying to think of whether how that plays out compared to the other three movies.
I think somewhat similarly.
Well, the first movie was trying to be story driven, didn't totally work. The second one was kind of both.
Yeah, they've been sort of both.
Third one kind of moved towards more character driven, and same with this one.
Yeah, what was the third one? The third movie, Friendship Games, was definitely character driven because the story was. I mean, it was really bare.
I think you could kind of hear it. I remember a commentary on that one. You could kind of hear they really struggle with this whole thing of we want motorcycles and archery
and how do we get there?
Okay, Hasbro will do that somehow.
Yeah, this was very character driven, but it didn't feel like you were saying with that one. We'll try and put those in there. This one felt like it worked. This was what they wanted.
I know a lot of people. They really want Equestria Girls to be Sunset's thing, and they're kind of upset that a new Twilight came in and kind of took over. I don't think she did entirely.
No, it's never really.
It's still like Sunset. Still was a huge chunk of it.
Yeah, this was very very much Sunset
and
being
Twilight
a focus
too. Twilight was also a huge. She had large chunks of time devoted to her as well.
Yeah, she was
she
an
had a
important
big old
character.
I
This
mean-
was a character growth moment for her too.
Yeah, so it's also interesting because kind of they're kind of dealing with the aftermath of Midnight Sparkle and everything, and I guess kind of getting the kind of stuff I was kind of starting to hope I was hoping to see with Sunset earlier on after the first movie. We didn't really get it as the same way. We kind of sort of got it in Rainbow Rocks, but in this it's more like Twilight. Yeah, she's still like, I could snap at any moment. She's freaking out because she thinks she can snap at any moment, become Midnight Sparkle and all that stuff. Would have been interesting
Sunset
to actually see
didn't
it
really
happen
have-
briefly.
Yeah, Sunset didn't have that moment really.
Yeah, Sunset was still kind of, freaking out about stuff, but it was a kind of a different freak out.
Mm-hmm.
So it was interesting seeing the aftermath of Midnight, and I guess Twilight constantly beating herself up for it. Because there was, she was so convinced it was her fault all these bad things were happening, because just by coincidence, she was there when things happened. And it was Gloriosa. She did not, she hid it. She was the first one to manifest any sort of power, and she wanted to hide it.
Yeah, because she was pretty sure her power came from Midnight Sparkle and not the gems.
Yeah, she was so worried about that, and Sunset didn't figure out until, mind reading happened.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, you're freaking out.
Oh.
Because we got little hints here and there about Sunset getting mind reading, but she only got bits like she ran in Gloriosa and heard something.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, did you hear that? No.
No.
Oh, there's the songs. Songs. Yeah.
Songs.
Yeah.
Songs.
I think two in particular really stood out.
The first and second for me.
Yeah.
The opening theme, they did it in a completely different style.
Yeah, very
this
folksy.
one. I really like that.
Yeah, very folksy right there. There was also Twilight's little it was weird. I'm trying to think of how to describe it. It's almost villainous, but it's not supposed
It's not.
It's not, but it's got a very villainous tone. I think that was the point.
It's dark, but not villainous. It's
that's what I'm saying. It's got that very dark. It's like the kind of music you'd hear for a villain song, but it's not a villain song. So it's kind of. I think that was kind of the point. You're supposed to think of kind of a villain song, but that's because she thinks she's a villain.
Yeah,
and I think that was kind of the point. She's kind of freaking out about this.
But yeah, but it was really good.
Yeah, that was
Holy
really
crap,
good.
that one was amazing.
Longer.
Yeah.
There was the ending thing with the Legend of Everfree song itself, which was that was the one they kept using for the trailers and stuff, was the ending song.
Yeah.
There's also, they had one during the little Crystal Gala, and there was another one when they were building Gloriosa had a villain song of herself, and then there's also the other song when they're building the dock.
Yep.
So that was 5 songs?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
We just listed them off and we can't remember how many we listed.
Let's see. Opening credits, Twilight's ensemble, Gloriosa, other ensemble.
The ensemble's the dock one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Yeah, I think there's like 5.
That sounds about right. Probably wise, so it's only $6 to buy, which speaking of what you gotta do. Now I gotta do it.
Especially hearing those songs.
Yeah. This is actually really well done right there. Trying to think. It's not it's less. Because like the last 2 movies both had quite a few songs each.
Well, the second movie, Rainbow
Rocks,
one in particular,
obviously just because it's about music in general.
Music movie,
which we're still at least seeing. I think I was one of the things concerned was like they dropped the music thing entirely, but no, it's obviously still there. I mean, they played as a band together, and I guess new Twilight's there as the new singer. I was wondering how they do that one. Yeah, so they're still doing that, and okay, I've kind of been avoiding this for a little bit.
Yeah, I was about to say, do we really want to go into this?
A certain character, the Timber, we talked about it a little bit with the previews, and I said he's not as bad as Flash, and I'll still say that. However, he's not as good as I was hoping he would become. He's still kind of. He's like he does actually have a personality, so he's got that. As much as I don't like it, I have to admit it, he does have a personality now. So I can't attack him on that. But it still kind of felt really shoehorned in its general, The romance still kind of felt like we need to have romance because marketing or numbers tell us we need one, or because I want one. I don't know.
I just see it. If it's funny just seeing you try and deal with that.
I don't know. It does feel a little weird. It It's better handled than, I will say that it was better handled. It just still feels like it's unnecessary, and that's kind of like, eh.
And I'm trying to think if there's any points on there that it was.
It was weird because you were the one
necessary.
clutching your face in agony. When I'm just like,
oh, it was cringe.
You're the one cringing, and I'm the one just like, oh, that's a thing, which is weird.
It was. Yeah, when I see it, it just reminds me, when I see the romance in this one between Twilight and Timber, it reminds me of so many other same
high school nonsense.
Yeah,
like I said,
like
it's
movies
still
about
kind of,
it feels the same way.
Yeah, it's still pretty cliche, but at least there's an attempt this time, rather than
still how it's all put together does feel as cliche as yeah.
It's coherent, and that's better than what they did with Flashlight.
Although, speaking of Flash,
yeah, he
got more personality.
A little bit personality. Still not a whole lot, but he got something. And at least, again, it's monkey's paw. I said, I wish Flashlight was no longer a thing, and then the monkey's finger curled, and it's like, oh dear. And what do I get? I get Timber Twy.
You get Timber Twy, and it's pretty much canon.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they're pretty much like, yeah, we're going to go on a date, and they practically kissed, just like, what was it? Yeah, Twilight and Flash almost practically kissed in Rainbow Rocks, and once again, someone comes and interrupts things.
Yep.
I don't know if they think that's, like, going to salvage things, like, from people who don't like it. It's like, oh, thank God they didn't kiss. It's like, well, you still led up to that with the weirdness, and...
They were going to.
Yeah.
It's not like one of the other stopped it, someone else did.
Yeah, Gloriosa stopped it. It's still, I think they still got that problem of they didn't explicitly say in the movie, but I know for a fact in the book they explicitly spelled out that Timber is a teenager, because people I noticed that was one of the things people were leading up to is as we said it too, was
counselor.
He's a counselor, so shouldn't he be an adult? And so we kind of like, that's uncomfortable, and I noticed that in the book it specifically calls him as a teenager. But it's still, even if he's a teenager, it's still that kind of the problem thing of he's an authority figure. No. You don't
Which is
do
why
that.
they didn't go on a date till after camp, when he was no longer an authority figure.
Yeah. It's still odd.
It means nothing can happen
so
during
it goes
camp.
from really, really poorly done to very, very by the numbers. Which, again, it wins by default, but it's not particularly impressive. So I think I can't really hate it as much as I hated Flashlight, but it's still not great. Such is life.
Stay off my waifu.
No, stay away from Sunset's waifu. Well, actually, Sunset's waifu is Princess Twilight, so that's still open. Canonically, that's still open.
Which, that one with Flash and that was still a little bit weird.
That was weird. Just Sunset's like, yeah, you don't have a chance.
Not really. It's just, you should let it go.
You should let it go. It's like, yeah,
You should move on.
I like that they did that because, well, yeah, they kind of addressed that. They right there addressed, like, yeah, there's kind of a significant roadblock with this, which is she lives in another dimension, and she's probably not going to come here very often.
It's still referred to as, Flash's Twilight.
Yeah, although he also, well, it's not my Twilight.
But then right after that, they still referred to it. And Sunset was your Twilight. Meet right after that.
Yeah, your Twilight.
There was also, the Flash and Sunset thing.
Which was, yeah, it's a thing. I knew about that going in because, again, spoilers are hard to avoid, especially when the book came out like a month ago.
Yeah.
Someone's talked about how basically they said something along like Flash pretty much tries to hit on Sunset, and Sunset just kind of doesn't even notice.
Well, I think she was just distracted at that point because she's trying to chase down Timber.
Someone's phrased it. Sunset was so focused on helping Twilight. That's how someone phrased it. That's not my phrasing.
That's not. Yeah.
But she kind of was.
It's not my phrasing, but I'm going to adopt it anyway.
I'll accept that. But yeah, she was so focused. There was another screen. Someone kept posting a GIF, and I was like, "Huh, that's interesting." It was a GIF I saw. Another GIF I saw, like, again, because those were starting to pop up. It was getting more and more difficult to avoid. Of just Twilight and Sunset standing next to each other in the, I guess, crystal gala dresses, and. Okay, we understand why Twilight's blushing, at least in context now. I was like, why are they both blushing at each other? When I saw, I was like...
Still don't know why Sunset was blushing.
Yeah, exactly. Why is Sunset blushing? It's like...
No.
Because part of me is like... Because that's the kind of reaction you'd think, but it's like that they just firmly established right there Twilight's interested in Timber, so it's like... What's going on with Sunset?
I think they just made her blush.
But why, though? But why though? That's a very deliberate thing.
Sometimes.
Well, it's obviously deliberate. Someone had to say, "Oh, we need Sunset to blush here." But why though? Why is she blushing when Twilight? What was it? Twilight punched her lightly in the arm or something. So why is the blush? I don't know. I'm just gonna go ahead. Sunset's got a crush on Twilight. Doesn't really fully understand it yet.
You're just gonna.
Of course, of course.
I'm going to read into it in every possible way just so I can get my headcanon.
Yes. Well, that's how it works. I will accept if things change, but I will totally go with the idea that Sunset is possibly. Well, I can't think of any other reason she's blushing. Can you?
It was just the situation. I don't know. People blush for weird reasons.
I know, but it's just an odd situation.
Just remember Occam's razor.
I know. What's
the simplest explanation?
Yeah, well, the simplest explanation is Sunset has a crush. Duh.
No, because you have to back that up with so many convoluted things.
No, I don't. Well, which way, I can still keep shipping Sunset with Princess Twilight. I'm good, and I'm good with that. That was the one I preferred anyway. And that way they can actually establish canon bisexuality and everyone wins. Except for bigots. But
so yes, the rest of the movie.
The rest of the movie, yes.
Now we've rambled on one particular subject.
It was going to happen. I mean, come on. Yeah, the end of it, they had this thing. Okay, the crystals became necklaces.
Yes.
And they all have them.
That match to their color.
Yeah. And you're all pony up and everything and stuff. And they even talk about this. We're going to get rid of these? No, we're going to keep them. Well, sequel hook established.
They're totally the elements
which
of
also
harmony.
The other thing was, the cracked statue base with magic leaking out of it.
Yeah.
Something's up.
Something's up.
I think that was one of the speculations. I think we might have brought up on one of the episodes way back when, which is any sort of if there was a series or something, we're wondering if they're going to have to go after equestrian magic and stop it.
Yeah.
Which this is kind of ripe for, rather than this fifth movie series.
Yes. Although I think after every movie is there going to be a series?
Yeah, I know. Every single time. But this
every
is
single time.
Setup this setup in particular, though, lends itself well to a series. A whole bunch of equestrian magic comes out. We got to go stop it all. A little bit at a time. Just saying.
Yeah.
Especially with the whole superhero thing
but
they're kind of going for. I mean, Dash even calls them superpowers. They even get special outfits and stuff, which...
They're totally superpowers.
It's this is superhero stuff.
Yes, it is.
I'd be okay with that, to be honest.
Well, maybe they look finally seeing... Actually, that's a bit interesting. Compare when did the writing of this movie start to when did the Power Ponies episode come out?
Power Ponies was before this episode.
But
for sure.
How much?
I'm
wondering if there was hey, people
Power Ponies
like that.
Season 4. When Power Ponies is being written, I suspect Rainbow Rocks is being written.
Well, the question would be when Power Ponies came out.
Season 4, that was early season 4, so that was late 2013.
Yeah, so there's a bit of time between when that came out and when they wrote this.
Yeah, they probably started writing this, about probably mid last year or so.
Yeah. Yeah, because that'll be the question, people really like Power Ponies.
Yeah.
And superheroes. So I wonder if that was an inspiration for superheroes.
Or this be fun.
It could be. Superheroes are always a thing, so it may not have been anything to do with
especially now.
Once, yeah.
Look at how much bank Marvel's make. Hell, look at how much bank DC's making despite everything. So, I'd be cool with a superhero-esque series.
Mm-hmm.
Or just, even if it's a movie, I'd be cool with that too. It's obvious they're planning. They got something planned. It's obvious.
There's an open end. There's a hook there. They want to do something.
I mean, yeah, Friendship Games didn't really actually have a hook. Rainbow Rocks obviously did with, oh, hey, Sci-Twi, what are you doing here? First one didn't have a hook either. Yeah, that one just ended because, I think it was assumed it was going to be standalone, and then it wasn't. But second and fourth one have both had hooks. How about that?
Yep.
We're going to be following Star Trek rules here. So it was a fun movie.
It was good. I liked it.
Yeah, it was a great movie. Actually, yeah, great. I actually think great movie.
Mm-hmm.
There was a couple, little. Oh, wow, almost forgot. Muffins talked, straight up talked. Haven't heard that since season 2.
Yeah.
Although it sounded a bit with an accent.
I'm trying to remember what line she had.
Something about her arrows being broken or something.
Oh yeah.
It's
And we've seen it later than that. She talked in Ponies.
Oh, that's right. Slice of life. Forgot about that.
Even then, there was the what was it? Was this when Dash was in the hospital? The training thing. They had her. No, she didn't talk.
She didn't talk then. No, the last
what
time
was
she
that?
talked was
Oh.
Slice of Life, and before that was
Slice of
Last
Life.
Roundup. Other than that, she's never
that's right.
talked.
I just
So
misremembered.
this is only the third time she's talked.
Yep.
Yeah, how about that? Yep. Ship her with Flash. Go for it. Why not?
She's not shipping. She's just, I understand. I get it.
Ship her with Flash.
No, I don't think that's ever gonna happen.
Boy, that would be fun. Although it's interesting, I didn't bring this up. Speaking of, it was weird watching the Flashlight shippers lose their minds because of Timber. It's like, I'm sympathizing with them. What? What is this? It's weird watching it because like this is the same sort of reaction I was having to the first movie.
You realize how bad your reaction was
Well,
when you see someone else do it and go, "Oh God, was I really that bad?"
Well, some of them is just like, oh, I know for a fact some of them are acting more extreme than I ever did. I know
They
for a
always
fact.
say that.
Well, when you start, well, for a fact, I did not scream at the people making stuff.
This is true.
I have not done that. I've not gone on Twitter and screamed at them.
No, you should do it on a podcast.
Well, I'm not screaming at them here either. I'm not personally insulting them or anything. I'm just criticizing the work. I'm trying to criticize the work, not the author or the animator or whatever. I will criticize the executive, though. Wow, we're running long. Not surprising, though. Yeah, this was a great movie, though.
It was.
I'm trying to think. I think, personally, Rainbow Rocks, I think, is still overall the best. I kind of cooled down on friendship games a little bit. I think this is probably the second best one of the 4 so far. Then friendship games, then the first one. That's my personal thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I would follow along with that one.
Yeah. But I guess that's it for that. Quick little thing before we wrap up, because I got to get this, because we are running really long. Perspective, just real quick fan content thing. We're not going to do anything else. Just Perspective updated. That's the Sunlight story I did a while back when. That new chapter with a family visit was unexpected.
Yep.
And didn't go totally well, but was mostly fine.
Yeah.
And a big surprise at the end. Anyway, that's the end of this episode that went really, really long. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it and you want to hear past and future episodes, you can go to pony411.libsyn.com. That's spelled again, Libsyn. There's also iTunes. Search for Pony411 and rate and review, subscribe. There's Stitcher.com or the Stitcher iOS or Android apps. And there's also YouTube.com/Pony411. Like, comment, and subscribe. And there's Ponyville Live. You can search there. It shows up right after the YouTube version. And there's Ponyville FM every Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And you can contact us. We're at email, pony411podcast@gmail.com. Questions, comments, criticisms, whatever. Agree or disagree about the movie. Or in general about stuff. There's also facebook.com/pony411. You can like us there. And again, episodes are there every single week as they show up. And there's Twitter. We're at Pony411. This is our usual nonsense spewing area. And there's also our personal Twitters. I'm at Nemesis Prime 1, and he's at Alca7raz with a 77T and an underscore at the end. So that is it for this episode. Tune in next week. We'll be talking about Where the Apple Lies. Not the other episodes. We'll talk about those in the weeks to come.
Yes.
We're not crazy.
We're not crazy.
But until then, unlike the UK, please pony responsibly. Goodbye.
See ya.